Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to look at health from a totally different angle. Instead of just fixing things when they break, we're going to explore how to keep everything running beautifully from the start, all with a little wisdom from traditional Chinese medicine. Ready? Let's get into it.
So, let me ask you something. Really think about it. You take your car in for regular oil changes and tune-ups to make sure it doesn't break down, right? But do we do the same for our own bodies? What if we could give ourselves that same kind of routine maintenance and catch those tiny little issues before they turn into huge problems? Well, that's exactly the idea we're diving into today.
And this is where we see a really big difference in philosophy. In the West, we're often in reactive mode. We feel sick, we go to the doctor, we get something to fix the symptom. And that system is amazing for emergencies and acute problems, no doubt. But traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM, it walks a different path. It's all about being proactive. The goal isn't just fighting off disease once it's there. It's about creating such a strong, harmonious state inside your body that illness has a really hard time getting a foothold in the first place.
So that brings us to the absolute core of health in TCM, this idea of dynamic balance. And listen, this isn't about hitting some kind of static, perfect state of being. No, it's way more fluid and, honestly, way more interesting than that.
You see, in TCM, health is more like a constant dance. It's this personalized state of equilibrium. It gets that life is always changing, right? The weather changes, our stress levels go up and down, the seasons turn, and our bodies have to constantly adjust to stay in that sweet spot of internal harmony.
I love this analogy because it makes it so clear. Just imagine your body has its own internal thermostat, and it's not just set to one temperature and then forgotten. Oh no. It's constantly checking in, making these tiny little adjustments, a little more heat over here, a little more cool air over there, all to keep you in that perfect zone of comfort and well-being. So what force is this thermostat actually trying to balance?
Well, it's balancing these two fundamental energies, yin and yang. Now, this isn't good versus evil or anything like that. They're complementary partners, two sides of the same coin. Think of yin as that cool, quiet, restorative energy. It's the substance, the stillness, the part of you that rests and recharges. And yang? That's the fire. It's the warm, active, get-up-and-go energy that powers your day. A healthy body keeps these two flowing together in a beautiful, constant dance.
Okay, so if the goal is balance, the next question has to be, balance for who exactly? And this is where TCM gets really cool because it's incredibly personal. It's all about figuring out your body's unique blueprint, what we call your constitution.
Yeah, there is no one-size-fits-all plan in TCM. We each have our own unique constitutional makeup. It's like the blueprint we're born with. And this blueprint, it basically determines our natural tendencies. It shows us our strengths, but also our potential weak spots. You could say it's the factory setting for your personal thermostat.
Okay, let's look at a few examples here. See if any of these ring a bell for you. Are you the person who's just always tired? You feel like you catch every single cold that goes around? That might point to what's called a qi-deficient constitution, qi being your body's basic life energy. Or what about this one? Are you always cold, even with a sweater on, and just hate winter? That's a classic sign of yang deficiency. Or maybe you're the opposite. You tend to run hot, get night sweats, and have trouble sleeping. That could point toward a yin-deficient type. Just starting to recognize your own tendency is a huge first step in figuring out how to balance it.
Knowing your blueprint is, well, it's powerful. But what do you do with that knowledge? That's what's next. We take that blueprint and turn it into a personal health roadmap using something called early intervention.
So early intervention isn't just one thing. It's a whole three-part strategy. First up is prevent. You strengthen your body so that illness has a hard time even getting started. Step 2 is detect. You learn to listen to your body to catch those super subtle signs of imbalance and fix them right away. And finally, step 3 is manage. If you do have a chronic issue, you learn how to manage it so it doesn't keep coming back.
Let's make this really concrete. Let's say you're that yang-deficient person who's always feeling chilly. Well, your personal roadmap isn't just about wearing more sweaters. It's about building up your internal fire, your yang energy. So your diet might start to include warming foods like ginger and lamb. Your lifestyle would shift to focus on keeping your body warm, maybe by ditching ice drinks. See, it's a whole strategy, and it's completely tailored to your unique blueprint.
And when you start to put all these pieces together, understanding what balance really means, knowing your own constitution, and then using early intervention, it just gives you a completely new and powerful perspective on what it means to be truly well.
This ancient quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? The ultimate goal of medicine isn't to be a firefighter constantly running around putting out the flames of disease. No, the highest form of medicine is to be a gardener, to carefully tend to the soil of your own body, making it so healthy and strong that the seeds of illness can't even sprout.
So I'll leave you with this one last thought. What would happen if you just shifted your daily internal check-in? Instead of waiting for a clear symptom to shout that something is wrong, what if you started to tune in more quietly and more often and asked yourself a much more powerful question? Today, am I in balance? That simple shift right there could honestly change everything about your relationship with your own health.